Hello there, my name is Kola Wale Kende, and it's good to have you here join my masterclass tagged How to Locate Customers and Keep Them for Life. Thank you for joining this masterclass, and it's good to have you around. Without customers, it is difficult to survive in the market. Let's really say that without the customer, the market does not exist. So how do you locate your customers, and how do you intend to keep them forever doing business with you? Knowing that you work and operate in a space whereby customers have more choices to make, they are more empowered, they have more information at the tips of their fingers, and they are less loyal this day. I will be teaching you on how to make that happen in this masterclass. The masterclass is designed to help you improve on your customer service skills as well as your relationship management skills. One of the things that you would eventually have to take home is to understand the impact of customer service on organizational growth. While we work on how to improve customers traction and the volume and velocity that we need to make our business a going concern, we should also keep it at the back of our mind that we are the one that will decide what we want from our customers and how much we want to get them done. So I will start the presentation per se, and let's follow and be attentive with me. Now, one of the other things that I would also want you to understand is that the bedrock of every business is capability to retain customers and turn them into loyal fans, and also to turn them into brand ambassadors. Check it. When people purchase an iPhone, they are quick to go to the social media and brand it. iPhone is one of the most expensive mobile phones that you find around, and it shows class. So when people want to exude their class, they are bound and they are almost obliged to purchase an iPhone and show it to the world. What does that mean? Not because they do not have a mobile phone, but because the product itself has been able to make their expectations such that they are able to advertise and market the customer's business, which is at this point you, the business provider. So in understanding businesses and in understanding customer service, you must know that they are mutually exclusive. Without the market, there cannot be a customer, there cannot be customers, and without customers, there cannot be market. Once again, I would also want you to understand that the beginning and the end of locating a customer is to making sure that you have what they need, or you are able to let them know that you are the one that have what they need. So how do we go in touch with that, and how do we get more of these things done? Well, we're still trying to focus about other parts of our businesses. We're looking at the marketing, we're looking at the operations, we're looking at the technology and all of that. Without customers, all of those things are just going to be a bunch of waste, and a bunch of waste of time, of effort, and also of finances. One of the things we also would like to use to understand in this masterclass is that every decision that you make as a customer service champion, a customer service rep, a business manager, a captain of industry, or a chief executive officer, is that whatever actions you want to take or you intend to take must be a deliberate action that must cut across the entire spectrum of the organization. I'm pleased to meet you once again, and these are my social media handles. Please feel free to follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and I will be glad to get updated with my subsequent presentations on so many other things. The first module is the impact of customer service on organization growth. I told you earlier on that without the customer, it's very difficult for the business to grow, and that is just the truth of the matter. Can you picture a brand that that advertised recently and did all marketing, but since sales has slumped, the business has run out of the market. I'm sure you will have seen a mom and pop shop has done that. I'm sure you have seen a small businesses, probably even a local corporate. And I also know that you will recall the popular mobile phone brand BlackBerry. BlackBerry used to be one of the most exciting and interesting mobile phone at some point, but because they failed to innovate, they were taken out of the market by other brands that were able to meet customers' need. One of the things you have to know that the impact of understanding customers' needs will aid effective customer service delivery and will lead to the growth of the organization. Exceptional customer service is a major key to delivering fantastic customer service, because without an exceptional service delivery, it's difficult to keep your customer, because customers have choices and they are ready to do business with who wants to do business with them, and they're ready to attend to their needs. Look at the whole spectrum of customer satisfaction. It covers a gamut of a lot of things. You have to talk about the value that the customer perceives that you are giving. Once a customer perceives that there's value in your offering, the idea and the propensity to lead to satisfaction is going to be there. When a customer feels that you have you can fulfill their needs, and you can fulfill those needs in record time, efficiently, effectively, and at low cost, then it becomes important for them and it leads to satisfaction to them. At times, some customers come and they don't actually know what they want. We're trying to go through the process of questioning and getting to know actually what they want is very exciting. Sometimes customers have changing needs and you just need to learn how to meet them and exceed them. And apart from that, there's so many other things that helps in ensuring that the customer gets total value from the interaction with your brand, with you as a person, or with your organization as a whole. And really, one of the important things you need to do or become eventually is to ensure that you become an impeccable service provider. Impeccable means that you do service that is excellent, that is top notch, and that will require moving from a thank you to I can't thank you enough, because you just wowed me, you've just made my day. Without the customer's excitement, it's very difficult to understand your service level and the height at which you have met the customer's need. At every particular point in time, it's important that you move from the level of thank you to I can't thank you enough, or oh, I never knew you guys could pull this off. You guys are fantastic. And the customer goes online, posts it on Facebook, posts it on Twitter, and say, wow, I got an interesting service today. That is where we want to go, and that is what they call exceptional service delivery. That's what I call the impeccable service delivery, not the normal ISP you see, the internet service provider. Now you are the impeccable service provider. Now, when I will talk about customers, you also need to know that customers are two-faced. And what I mean is that you have customers that are coming directly to do business with you, and you have customers that you relate with at the cost of initiating your business. And that takes me to the external and internal customers that make up the customer spectrum. Obviously, the internal customers are the your workmates, and which could be in the same department, it could be in a different department. They're the interacting forces that make sure that you eventually serve the external customers. And of course, one of the reasons why this is so is that you cannot service a customer from the beginning to the end, because the business is a system. There are units, there are departments, and these departments need to come together and decide on an offering or look for processes and procedures to simplify the customer's experience. The whole idea is making sure that the customer's experience is fantastic, customer's experience is memorable, customer's experience is engaging, and it is something that will lead to repeat business. The idea is that once service is excellent, once service is impeccable, chances that repeat businesses will commence is high. And now we have the external customers, which are the customers that actually buy from us. I mentioned earlier on about the need to have customers and why we actually need customers. You all know, just like why do we need blood in our veins? Why do we need blood in our system? We need blood in our system because that makes us alive. Customers make business alive. They are the lifeblood of the businesses. It's not the marketing strategies, it's not your mission statement, it's not your fancy brand, your company logo, the fantastic workforce, which is very wonderful. However, they had these people, these things I've mentioned, talking about the fantastic brand, you're talking about your advertising, talking about your production team, your management team, they all come together to serve the customer. Because without them, without the customers, those guys that I mentioned earlier on would not be existing. They wouldn't be existing because there are no strategies for emptiness. You cannot create strategy for customers that are not there or that you do not anticipate to win or to get. So one of the things is that customers are the lifeblood of the business. Customers empower you to do more by purchasing more. Once customer does business with you and improves you, it gives you the opportunity to move further. So understanding that customers help you in the growth of your business, they help you continue to be in business, they help you to scale your business. That is why you need customers around you. They are the reasons why your business actually exists. And here I have 10 ways in which I actually use to identify an impeccable service provider. An impeccable service provider is a customer service representative or a relationship manager or a customer facing officer. And what do? They have the 10 ways that you could actually understand who they are and how they behave. Number one, they have answers. They're always problem solvers. Do you are the go-to people in your organization? If you have customer service reps that do shy away from solving problems, you might need to train them to become problem solvers. There's so many trainings for that at the moment about becoming a problem solver, identifying problems, doing market research and all of that. But we're not going to dwell about that now. An impeccable service provider must also learn to take up responsibilities. What Do not run away from responsibilities. The reason customers are there is not to bore you, but to make sure that you meet their needs. So you need to be responsible for that. You need to listen. You listen. One of the critical skills that separates the champion from the struggling salesman or the struggling customer service person is their inability to listen. When you have salespeople that listen, they get more orders. When you have salespeople that listen, they get more business. When you have customer service rep that listen, they are able to understand the customer's need and also able to meet those needs and get them correctly. There will always be issues when you meet customers and when you relate with them. One of the ways to solve that is to learn how to apologize. A highly proud and self-opinionated person cannot work in sales or work in customer service. You need to learn how to apologize, and you need to learn how to douse tension from the customer. Also, you need to learn the act of immediacy. You need to act immediately after an apology. It's not enough to say, oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't make your deliveries. Why couldn't you make that delivery? You should now say, we couldn't make this delivery because we had issues with our delivery and logistic company. However, we are just sending the items out now, and in a couple of minutes it should be getting to you. Now that's immediacy. You've taken responsibility. Remember, that's the second thing that an impeccable service provider should do and should behave and become. You apologize, you act immediately, so that you get through that pain point, and you'll be able to meet that failed service, or you recover a service that's about to go that has failed, as a matter of fact. Explanation, sometimes it's good to put the customers in the know. Do not keep them suspended. Do not keep them hanging. You have to learn how to let your customers understand your processes and see how they work. Sometimes things don't work as you had actually advertised. However, it's good to make customers understand that these are particular processes and procedures that we use. However, you can see the transparency of our operations. A lot of businesses like DHL had created additional information portals for customers where they can track their items as they transit from one location to the other. That's a fantastic way of keeping the customer in the know and letting the customer get at rest that we are on top of the game and we're making things happen as we go on. Another thing is that you don't expect customers to care when, or the position you have. So you must always be empathetic, so that a customer will feel at home with you. Whenever a customer comes to you during or outside work hours, you must still be able to give a response that would probably make the customer have an understanding of where they are with you and what they stand to get from your space. If it takes quite a lot of days to make this happen, you should make sure that you eventually ensure that this doesn't happen. And the more you keep the customers hanging, the likelihood that you would be losing that customer. So you must suggest and make the customer benefit from the myriad of opportunities and options that you have, and never let the customer feel that you are bothering them, or you have a whole workload hanging on your neck and you will just be sparing some time with them. Customers don't care about that. They have choices. Remember, it's an era of overwhelming complexity, tremendous competition, and accelerated change. And the easiest way to surmount that is to make sure that you are at par with what the customer is looking at, and you are a trusted advisor of the customer. I said workship. Workship means that you need to work and work and work and ensure that you get your work done and you get a whole lot of things done from your angle. So these are one of the things that you should know in customer service, and how customer service is important.